waking up,
Mhm.
how much time should pass before you have your first meal?
I love this question. This is one of my favorite questions because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right?
Absolutely, my favorite meal
No,
too.
wrong.
Oh, see, guys, he is busting all the myths. Hey guys, Coach Tash here with my friend Mike. There's a lot of stupid things people are doing out there with nutrition, and he's gonna make sure that we're on the right track. So, biggest question:
Okay.
carbs. Are they
Carbs.
good? Are they bad? Can we eat them? Can we eat them all the time?
So you're gonna hate me because I'm gonna say the same thing over and over and over again.
Okay.
But that's how you get repetition is how you get it, right?
Right.
So one thing is it's what it is for you. It's the best thing, whatever it is for you. So if you are a keto type person, if whatever it is, and you don't like to have carbohydrates, and that can keep you consistent during your weight loss program, do it. But when it comes to people that eat carbohydrates, there are times and places when you're in a weight loss phase and there's you're low on calories, you don't have a lot to work with. So
you need them.
You need them, and there's certain timing and certain times you should eat them to just get the best tactical advantage to stay consistent on your weight loss program.
Love that. Love that. That makes sense because honestly, this journey is very unique. So it really comes down to your individual self.
That's right.
Now, what are the key macronutrients that people should make sure that they implement in every meal and maybe even in their snacks?
Sure. So, the macronutrients are protein, fat, and carbohydrate. And
you need all three?
You do need all three. Your body does need all three. Of course, there's things
all three.
Of course, there's things like keto and things like that where people eat very minimal carbohydrate. But even if you're in an actual keto diet, not low carbohydrate, but actual keto, you still have 10% of your daily calories coming from carbohydrate. So you do need all three: fat, protein, and carbohydrate to go. And there's ways to tactically use those macronutrients so that way, as always, you're getting those hunger pangs. You're deep into your weight loss program. You use those tactically at certain times to get the most out of it, to be less hungry, as always, to keep consistent in your weight loss program. Because the make or break is your consistency.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm at home and I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to plan out these macronutrients that you say that are so essential for our nutrition. Where should I start? Should I use a journal, like a fitness app tracker?
That's a great question.
Okay.
It's a great question because I didn't know too, and I was like a fat kid growing up, and I didn't know one thing from another.
Right.
I think the best thing that someone can do is get help. Ask someone, and really, you don't always have to pay for help. You can walk into a gym, and people love getting asked advice.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good. To be like, oh, I must look fit if you're asking me this advice.
Absolutely.
And if I was to give someone some advice right now of how to start, everybody has a cell phone, right? Everybody has a smartphone right now. There's availability to get a free macronutrient tracking app. There's plenty of them out there. You've heard of MyFitnessPal probably.
Mm-hmm.
I love MyNetDiary personally.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
And there's some great ones out there. Huge databases full of if you have a regular person at their house, they have a box of Lucky Charms. They have bags of chips. They have some crackers. They have some meat in the fridge. It tracks it all. So, in my opinion, if you maybe didn't want to ask someone because you're a little bashful right now,
yeah,
right? Download one of those apps. The app will tell you how to use it. It'll show you. It's pretty user friendly, most of them. And what I would do is I would just go through what I already have and log it and just see what it looks like in your app.
Okay.
So, this is what I ate today. I had a bowl of cereal, I had a banana. And you log that and then see what that looks like in terms of carbohydrates, fat, and protein. And that'll give you a little bit better perspective on what you're eating. Also, this is the one thing that's crazy is...
Listen in, guys. Listen in here.
Nobody knows what an actual portion is. If you look up 30 grams of Lucky Charms, you'll be like, oh, I've been eating 6 servings every single time I eat a bowl of Lucky Charms. So it's actually eye-opening to see that, oh, maybe I actually don't have an actual physiological problem.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm actually overeating. So does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you. I think to piggyback off of that, maybe if you're comfortable enough getting a scale, measuring cups, measuring spoons, that definitely has helped me when you get to having to track your foods and make sure that you're hitting those goals.
Right. And to piggyback off of that, I know it's scary when you hear food scale, weighing stuff. Like, I don't want to do that.
It's stressful.
I can barely walk around the
stressful,
block.
Yeah.
It's stressful, right? But the crazy thing is, just like anything, do it for 2 weeks, and then you get used to it. It becomes a habit.
Yeah.
But then after a while, maybe do it for a year or so.
You can eyeball it.
And it's just like, you become like this like little magic 8-ball type person. Like, people will show you their plates, like, how many calories is on this plate?
You're like, whoa, I don't know for sure that's 30 grams, but I know for sure that's definitely not close to it.
Definitely not close to it.
Waking up, how much time should pass before you have your first meal?
I love this question. This is one of my favorite questions. Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right?
Absolutely, my favorite meal too.
No, wrong.
Oh, see, guys, he is busting all the myths, even with myself.
Wait, but you're right though. To you, so uniquely to you, you're right, because breakfast is the most important meal for you. Because you might be a person that is hungry in the morning.
I am.
And maybe you can fend it off better at night. I'm the opposite. I don't have to eat in the morning. I can go through the afternoon, but when it's nighttime, I get the snack attack. You know what I'm saying? The snack attack. So
that's the
danger zone.
Danger zone.
So this is the best part. If you know who you are, you're a breakfast person, I'm a dinner person, you can actually time your meals and time what you're eating with the bulk of your meal happening when you know you're going to be the most hungry, which will keep you the most consistent on your weight loss program over time. And that's the best part, is that one person's favorite meal is another person's least favorite meal. And that's where you have to know yourself. And it's not weight loss is not one size fits all, cookie cutter nonsense.
Right.
It's about you. What do you like? And if you can implement what you like in your weight loss program, you're going to be consistent and you're going to get to your goal.
Look at that, guys. We are all learning new things today. Debunk this statement for me.
Okay.
Eating right before bed. Good or bad? True or false?
See, you're going to hate me. Depends, right? So, and this is where I'm going to lose a lot of people watching. This is where a lot of people are going to hate me.
Guys, don't lose.
Maybe like 25% people will like me, and 75% of people are just gonna tune out. But it's calories in, calories out. Hate to break it to you, but it's calories in, calories out. So no matter when you eat during the day, as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to be still losing weight.
Right.
And obviously that caloric deficit is based on you. It's based on your metabolism, what your body's used to processing. But whether you eat a big meal at the end of the night, as long as that big meal in that day is less calories than you're expending, you're going to be good to go.
So that's when we go back to using an app, because then how do I know how many calories is good for me to eat in a day?
Right. And if you really want to know, there's like equations online, and I can't stand math, right? Who likes math, right? And does that equation really know who you are?
No.
Right. They don't. Like, it can get close.
It's like the scale, which is another thing I'll ask you later about.
Well, I'll just bring that in right now.
Okay, let's do it.
So,
that scale. Let's talk about that scale that we may all have next to our toilet, in the bathroom, underneath our bed, and may need to get on it daily.
Yeah. Dust it off, right? A little bit.
Some people, I don't even have one anymore. That thing is a devil.
Okay, I understand that.
For me.
I understand that. Well, we can break down the psychology of that in a second. But actually, it's your best friend.
Okay.
Want to know why?
Because it keeps me on track.
Keeps you on track, but also it allows you to eat as much as you possibly can while still losing weight. Should I explain how that works?
Yes, please do, because I want to know.
Okay. Okay. So you asked, how many calories do I burn per day? How do I know that? And I said, there's equations, but no one wants to do equations, neither do I. So you can actually use that calorie tracking app along with your scale to figure out how many calories you need per day to maintain your body weight.
Okay.
Takes a little effort. I think it's better than equations, but it also, the best part about it is that it gets you as close to your unique calories in that you need per day, unique to you.
That's perfect.
So what you do, super simple. Take 7 days out of your life. If you really want to do this. If you don't want to do this, don't do it. If you really just want to kind of wing it. But this is the way to eat the most possible and still lose weight, because you're accurate with this. Take 7 days of your life.
Okay.
Track what you normally eat. Do not diet. Okay. So like, if you're used to eating certain things per day, just log it, eat it. Don't worry about what the numbers say. Every single day, weigh yourself. Okay. In the morning, it's usually do it the same way every day. You wake up, use the bathroom, wear the
same clothes, right?
Same clothes or no clothes, whatever you want.
At home, hopefully.
Right.
Not at the gym, please.
Not at the gym, please. Wear clothes in the gym. And then weigh yourself every day. And what you do is you're going to average all that stuff out. So at the end of those 7 weeks, you're going to have 7 different sets.
7 weeks? 7
Excuse
days.
me, 7 days.
Woo,
sorry.
I just need to make sure.
Thank you. Thanks for that correction. I appreciate that. So after those 7 days, you're going to average everything out. Average your weight, average your calories, you just do the calories for now. Let's just keep it basic. An average is just taking every single one of those 7 days and then adding that all together and then dividing by 7. That's your average. So over time, as long as your weight didn't go plus minus like 1 to 5% swings, right? You can basically safely say that average calorie over that 7 period, the 7 day period, will keep you at maintenance. And it's to you, because it's what you're exactly eating. It's to your exact weight and all your exact activity that you're doing through those 7 days.
Right.
And so with that, you can see this is how many calories I'm used to eating per day. And that way the scale can be your friend, because it shows you, okay, this is how much you're used to eating. Now you have to subtract from that, but it's no longer a huge guess. You're not relying on equations or some app to be tracking your steps and hopefully guess correctly.
Like, we're going off of other people.
Or going off other people.
Influenced by the people that are closest to us. So.
That's right. So.
Okay. So all this content, all these tips that you're providing us today are amazing. Thank you so much. Now, this is a big one. Everyone's different. Like you said, everyone's unique. Everyone has different body styles. If someone is trying to gain weight because they're underweight or they're overweight, slightly maybe obese, like, can you explain like maybe the difference, like how we should go about maybe starting off with someone that could potentially be underweight? Let's start with that one.
Underweight. So in other words, they're trying to, they want to gain weight.
Right. And they're having difficulty because they have a fast metabolism and they're probably not eating enough. So we need your knowledge.
That's right.
To help us with that.
So this is a great question too, because it's actually along the same lines and what we just spoke about earlier about tracking your weight, seeing what you're eating. It's funny because I've noticed that just in my personal, with all of my clients that I've had, if you tend to be an overweight person, this isn't always, so this isn't always a law or anything, but if you tend to be overweight, you tend to underreport what you eat. The opposite tends to be true. People who want to gain weight, they tend to overreport. So they think they've eaten a lot, and then but when they track it, they go, "Oh, I haven't eaten anything. I guess I didn't eat anything." So the tracking and knowing how your body works, better understanding how food affects your body in a common sense way will put you in control of how you look. So if you put that into your app, a person who needs to gain weight goes, "Oh yeah, I thought I was eating at least 2,000, but really it's 1,200."
Yeah, or 1,000.
Right, because some people, and I don't get this at all, don't like to eat.
I'm a big foodie too, so that's not my problem.
Some people that it's just difficult for them to eat, right? And that's why it's also important. Huh? Okay.
Wait, what?
I really care about food. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, when this is over, I'm gonna crush some breakfast right now. But anyway.
So we're wrapping up today. There is one thing that you'd say to the one person that's trying to implement all these tips and just other ones and just start living a healthier lifestyle today. What would you say to them?
Great question. First of all, thank you for this. This is great.
You're welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Can I end with a story?
Yeah, of course. We love story time.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe people out there in TV land or whatever have heard of this. The big rocks and the jar. Okay, so this professor came into class one day. He had a jar. He had some big rocks, some pebbles, some sand, and he had a cup of milk or whatever he had. And he asked the students, "How do you fill this jar up?" Okay. And the students incorrectly said, "Well, you put the sand in first, then the pebbles, then the big rocks, and that's wrong. That's wrong, though, because it didn't fit. The way to fit is that you got to put the big rocks in first, the pebbles, the sand, and then you top it off with the milk. The moral of that story was you want to handle all the big stuff in your life first, your family, your friends, the things that are important to you, then your job, and things like that. Well, I try to take that into a weight loss perspective. And people like to say, well, how do I start? Like when I go into a weight loss program, what should I start doing? And immediately they think, I got to get rid of all the foods I like.
Yeah.
That's
what we think.
That's one philosophy, which is fine if it works for you. But my philosophy is use your big rocks as the things that you love eating. That if you could eat this every single day, that you could be consistent and get to your weight loss goal. So pick the foods that you really enjoy eating, stick with those, and then form your diet around that. And that's the way to stay consistent. That's how I've stayed consistent for years, and I never ever feel like I'm without.
You don't feel like hungry or anything like that?
Because I always have, if you want to know, bacon and Lucky Charms every day. You can check my app. I've tracked that since 2017.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms and bacon every day of my life.
Look at that, guys.
Maybe a handful of times not, because I was on a plane.
Love that. Love that. Well, thank you so much for that. Guys, we will be doing these nutritional tip videos more often. If you guys loved today, loved Mike, loved me, Coach Tosh, just make sure to comment below. Let us know what you'd like to hear next. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. See you guys later.